This is the Kona Electric EV manual, owner's manual. I will put the link in the comment section. So this is the towing procedure. It tells what you should do and what you should not do. And it's interesting because you see in this pictogram, it says not to leave the rear wheels or even the front ones, but especially the rear wheels, it's more surprising. Front ones, there are gears, and so actually for the front ones, I'll give you a moment information, but it says not to leave the rear wheels on the ground if you have your car towed for some reason. And I did ask on a forum, and someone came with the idea that maybe the electronic parking brake could engage by itself accidentally. I don't really see how that could happen, but maybe that is the reason. Otherwise, I don't really see a point. Now there is also, let's just change the page. That's like 3 pages lower. It shows you a procedure how to tow the car with a cable, I guess. Obviously there are hooks. You have a hook inside the trunk, and you can just insert the hook in the front here and attach a wire, cable, whatever. Now it gives you a few ideas here, and it tells you at some point here, it says to put actually the power on accessory position and switch the, let's call it transmission. It's not really a transmission, but switch it to neutral. So you are going to have electric power on at all time and the transmission in neutral. It doesn't say to turn on the car itself, the motor, electric motor, but that's how you do it. But there is one important part here. If you ever happen to do this, be in such situation, it says limit the vehicle speed to, let's just say kilometers, 15 kilometers hour. This is very slow. And also says to drive no longer than 1.5 kilometers. It tells that it may damage a reduction gear. I will guess the reduction gear is something connected to the electric motor. So be aware of this limitation. I think this is even more important than what was on the other page. Or maybe you were wondering, why would you tow your Kona EV? Perhaps you already noticed that there is no spare tire in your trunk. There is like a kit with foam if you have a flat. It seems, but again, it's just from forum, that you can actually fit a donut size 17 inches tire in your trunk, but that's just up to you to try. But one of the reasons maybe you want to tow your Kona is that oftentimes the original 12 volts battery, so if you pop the hood, you will see there is actually a 12-volt battery. That battery, and it's I'm in Canada on my EV, it's a rocket brand battery, something really weird. It appears is really cheap, and actually it's a calcium 12-volt battery, and it seems it doesn't really last. So I urge you, if you have even 10,000 miles or 10,000 kilometers on your Kona EV, I urge you to go right now and measure your 12 volts battery. And if you see it's down to 12.2 or so, I will warmly recommend you replace it, and maybe ask call Hyundai, or can also call Kia. It appears they are going to replace this calcium battery with a acid lead standard one, the right size, and that perhaps it's a better choice than the original calcium one. And I'm also going to put you a link how to lift the Kona EV with a large battery, because it's completely lacking supports underneath. When you lift it, there is just one place to place a jack stand, but basically you are going to lift it on the jack stand. So let's just see that link. I'm giving you a link for a video, and maybe see my channels for other information, and look in the comment section for this owner's manual. All right, thanks for watching.